I'm so glad I never went to uni or had some art teacher telling me what's right and wrong. My name's Trent Mitchell and I'm a photographer. I grew up in Mona Vale on the northern beaches of Sydney, and that informed my connection with the ocean basically because I was at the beach every day. The very first images I was taking of the ocean were swimming with mates with an underwater camera, you know, those kind of moments with friends. Fast forward maybe 6 years or whatever it is between primary and high school, I started using a camera as a tool for my art process diary. And yeah, a big part of that was documenting the process, and I was shooting seascapes with a camera and I couldn't get good photos at all. I had zero understanding of the medium, and that's where the spark started. It wasn't until a few years out of school and I was doing design work, so I was always doing creative stuff, and I felt like a camera at the time was the perfect skill to add to what I was already doing, because I was already designing stuff for brands and doing page layouts and catalogue work, and then I thought, oh, well, I can take pictures too. And then I had the whole thing done, but it felt like the perfect fit, and I just kept doing it. My approach hasn't gotten over the years any more complicated. I liked that I could just go out with a camera and take pictures. I didn't need to organise anything other than set my alarm and organise myself to go out and do this. You know, my personal work is basically just concentrating more on the concept and ideas, and to be honest, caring less about technical perfection. People always say like everything's been done, but I just don't believe that at all. I think if you think of, you know, tomorrow's never been done, so there's heaps of opportunity to do new things. And we see new things coming all the time with technology or life events or people popping up, and there may be themes that reoccur, but the faces are different, the moments in time are different, the backdrops are different, everything's new all of the time. Like the pace of life is just constantly new, so there's always new things to do. I've moved beyond just doing that into getting paid for photography, and when that comes along, well, there's all these different elements that you need to consider, and you know, it's working with big teams and high pressure, big advertising jobs and whatnot, and it's funny, like you have to go through the motions of all the protocols and talking to the right people and this and that, and like doing treatments and making sure you hit the brief and all of these things. But when I'm shooting in those high pressure situations, I return to my approach, and that's like the core of what I'm doing. So the biggest challenges, I guess, between doing personal work and, you know, working for someone, and when you're doing personal work, you only really have to satisfy yourself. And then the creative challenge is trying to satisfy the brief and someone else's vision. It's like getting inside their vision and mind and what they want to execute. So I just love doing personal photography, and work has come at me from doing that, and I don't ever want to disrupt that balance. For me, it's like 80% personal. I've learned over the years that you can work personal work into your job as well. The good jobs that come along, I'd probably want to shoot anyway. It's like, oh, that's a perfect fit, awesome, let's go. It just fits in, like I go to the beach, I take a water housing with me. Like, I'm doing a road trip, I take my film cameras and create on the road. Like, they're not these separate things. A successful project is anyone that you finish. Yeah, because I mean, early on, I'd go out and work on different ideas and never finish them. And they're completely unsuccessful, right? So the first thing is like finishing something. And then I guess if you're trying to say something with your work or hit a brief or whatever it is, if you're connecting with people through that work, that's successful.